Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So the Mets take the opener against the Cardinals on Thursday. They are 12-7 and sitting in first place, and even more good news as reinforcements may be on the way. So today I'm going to give you an update on some key Mets working their way back from injury. First, before I do that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Tony Metro. I do daily Mets content. Be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you know when I post my new Mets content. So the Mets have been missing two of their starting position players since the start of the season, but according to reports, Francisco Alvarez could be back in the Mets lineup as soon as this Sunday. We know Alvarez began the year on the IL after needing surgery on the hamate bone in his left hand. He began a rehab assignment with Binghamton this past week. Carlos Mendoza said that Alvi is set to catch back-to-back 9-inning games on Friday and Saturday, and depending on how that goes, the Mets will have, quote, a conversation about the next steps following that. Credit where it's due, Luis Torrens has been awesome in Alvarez's place, and I gotta say, even Hayden Sanger has performed really admirably in the backup catcher role. But getting Alvarez back could transform this lineup if he plays to his full abilities. He still has that 30 home run potential, and he'll make this Mets 1 through 9 even deeper and more difficult of a lineup for opposing pitchers to navigate. I think there's a very good chance that we see Alvarez back in the lineup this Sunday. I think that they'll probably DH him after catching back-to-back nights on Friday and Saturday, and they'll let Torrens or Sanger handle the catching duties on Sunday. But after that, I think it's full launch for Alvarez, and they'll really unleash him. We also got an update on Frankie Montas, who is now throwing on flat ground from 90 feet. Montas still working his way back from his strained lat. We know the Mets made the announcement on February 17th, and it was an estimated 6 to 8 week timetable for his return. But this is a step in the right direction. Montas is still going to need a full spring training style buildup before he can begin an official minor league assignment. There's still no set timeline, but this pretty much still puts him on that estimated late May, early June return to the Mets rotation. The question is, with Sean Manaea likely to return around the same time, what are the Mets going to do with their glut of starting pitching? Griffin Canning is coming off another great start on Thursday. Tyler McGill has been solid so far, his first 4 appearances. And then there's Paul Blackburn, who's returning from his knee inflammation, and he doesn't have any minor league options. And in the bullpen, Huascar Brazoban and Max Kranick have both been great, but it's likely going to mean at least one of them will be a casualty and sent down to the minors. And with Jose Siri officially now on the injured list, set to miss a considerable amount of time, the Mets recalled outfielder Jose Alzacar as an option off the bench. They also recalled Max Kranick, who was sent down only for the day before officially placing Siri on the IL. Meanwhile, Jeff McNeil is also continuing his rehab assignment in Binghamton along with Francisco Alvarez, but the plan's a little different. The Mets are actually expecting to have him go to the upper levels of the minor leagues before bringing him back to the big league roster. And I wonder if that's more about Jeff McNeil and letting him see a higher level of pitching, or if the Mets want to get an extended look at Brett Baty and Luis Angel Acuna. Baty hasn't had a great first few weeks, but quietly has started to come around over the last 7 games. He has 7 hits and 22 at-bats, including a double, triple, and 2 RBI. And Acuna has done a lot the last week as well, hitting .381 with 2 doubles and RBI and showing how dynamic he can be on the bases with a couple swiped bags. It'll be interesting to see how the Mets handle the roster upon McNeil's return, especially in the wake of Siri's injury. Acuna, we know, has experience playing center field. That definitely will bode well in his favor. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Will Francisco Alvarez be back in the Mets lineup this Sunday? What should the Mets do when they get to full health in the starting rotation? And how do you feel about Jeff McNeil taking over the reins at second base when he returns? Live stream tonight after the Mets and Cardinals Game 2. Be sure to tune in. Until then, I'm Tony Metro. Stay true to the orange and blue.